Hi there, Scorpions. I'm Brevin Ochin, your instructor here, and today I want us to look at the math functions, rather importing math functions in Python. We have looked at how Python is able to manipulate numbers or just figures, and so today I want us to look at importing math functions in Python. So right away I'll be able to start up my IDE, which is Visual Studio Code, and you should be able to see part of my because I'm recording only part of my screen. You really should be able to see the most important part, which is the one appearing on your screen right now. And so be able to create a new file, and let me call it importing math functions. Import math. Okay, so we are here now. What do I mean when I say we importing math functions? Importing math functions simply means importing, or rather calling a method that contains all, calling a function that contains all math methods, all mathematical method in it. And an example of that would be, so whenever you want to import a function in Python, you simply use the word import. Okay, so when you use the word import, and Python will be able to know you are trying to import a function. In this case, we are going to be importing the math function. So you say import math. Okay, import math, and then we move to enter. So when you do something like x equal to, now you say math dot a method in math, sqrt of 25 whoa. Sorry, I wasn't able to label my my file as a Python extension, so I am not really seeing everything working that it should. Okay, so there we are. You say import math, and then giving an example of, say, x equal to math dot sqrt of 25, meaning we are trying to find the square root of 25. And then now when you say print x, okay, this whole thing should be able to give us an output of 5. And so I'm just going to run that part of the code and press shift enter. So you can see down below here from the terminal, we are importing math, and we're trying to find the square root of 25. So when we print x, we get 5. Okay, and so that's how you import math functions. So basically, when you import math function, it carries all the math methods within it, and then you are able to perform mathematical operations with it. Or rather, otherwise, you are able also to use alias when importing. Okay, say import, you can say import, so you can say import math as previous example of what we had before. We said x equal to, we are trying to get the square root of 25, and so we'll be saying m dot that, okay, of 25. Okay, and then when we say now print, when now we say print x, it should be able to give us an output, a similar output as what we had previously. So around that chunk of code we get x as 5, similar to what we had here initially. So you're able to import math as an alias. So up to that point, I believe we're clear on how to import math function. I'd like to perform a few operations with this math function. And the unique thing with math function is that you can also be able to specify what methods you want to get from the math function. And an example would be, you can say from math, okay, import and power, okay, so that when you get to write from the second line of your code, you can now be able to say like get me the power of for that, okay. And you're also able to say give me the square root of 49, okay. And then when you say now print okay, let me just call the variables. Let me say this was y equal to that, and then let me say this was z to give me that. So when I say print y, it should be able to give me a result. And then I can also say print z, okay, so that when you run this whole chunk of code, you are able to get an output. Like if you look at the terminal down here, this is what we get as our output from whatever we were doing with our piece of code over there. So I want you to go find out what this power means in Python and what it does. So that's a little extra exercise on your side for you to do, and I'd be glad if you really got it. And please do comment on the comment section below on what you think that power does in Python. And I'd like to perform one last operation with math, and that is the seal and floor. So we have seal, which gives you the highest value of a number in math, and then we have floor, which returns the lowest value of a number. So an example would be like I wanted to print math dot floor of 8.80, okay. So the floor of it will give me the lowest value of this number, okay. And when you run that bit of code, it should be able to give you the lowest value of that number. When you run that bit of code, it gives you 8. So the lowest value of 8.80 is definitely just 8, okay. And that is what we have from that bit of code over there. And when you say math dot seal, it should be able to give you the highest value. So the highest value of 8.80 most likely be 9. Let's run that bit of code and see. And when you run it, it gives you 9. So it's like it's rounding off to the nearest value, and the other floor function is rounding off to the lowest value. So that's it for importing math functions. And be sure to comment on the comment section below, and be able to respond. Do also subscribe if you are new to the channel. Thank you.